like to do that's a little different. I was trying to like capture this so I can just say it rather than go on and on. We'll start the practice the way we always do with intention, posture, masters. And then I will give very brief instructions for 1, 2, 3, and then be quiet for 5 minutes. And then say, okay, if you're ready to go to 4, very brief instructions for 4, and then be quiet. And during the practice time, especially during 4, you may hear, Violan, I see your question. I'll get back to that. All right. During the practice 4 time, when you hear a sound, whether it's the ducks, or I have an elephant sound, or if it's the clacker, right? The advice is, if the sound took you off and you started to tell a story about the sound, and then that's the rabbit, and you come back, right? If it's just a sound and it's sort of like a blip and you're right back, then carry on, right? So you're working with good concentration, right? So that's the general idea. So having said that, I think we're ready to begin. So I'm going to set my meditation timer. I want to leave a little time for question and answer at the end. So we always begin with intention, posture, masters. So setting the intention, you know what the road is. We're paying attention to the 3 experiences of breath coming in, breath going out, and body. And then you bring your attention to that. You're putting your attention and those experiences together, or joining them together. You're not watching, you're experiencing. So that's what the road is. The road takes you to focused, attentive presence. That's our goal. And you decide to do the practice. So just taking a moment to decide to do the practice. And then establishing the posture. So good, upright, awake posture, what we've been calling the ready posture, body and mind intimately related. What you do with one affects the other. If you take the ready posture with your body, your mind wants to follow into focused, attentive presence, wants to follow into mental ready. And then we imagine the masters. So imagining the masters in front, and then allowing them to share with you their ability to practice, to do the practice just like they did. This helps take you past any "I can't do this" story, any limiting story. We can do this. We have the same abilities and possibilities that they did. So having called on the masters, we can begin. And we'll spend the first 5 minutes or so doing stages 1, 2, and 3 at your own pace. So stage 1 is about noticing the difference between attention and distraction. When you notice distraction, you use the steering wheel of attention to come back. Stage 1 is about noticing. Stage 2, when you're ready, we add the gas pedal, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, foot on the gas, more energy to attention to begin to notice or connect with all the richness of breathing in, breathing out, and in between breaths body. There's a lot going on. And then in stage 3, we're trying to stay there. Object unfolds to 7 points, beginning, middle, and end of breathing in, beginning, middle, and end of breathing out, and in between breaths body. So at your own pace, stages 1, 2, and 3. This is your time to practice. You're welcome to practice whatever stage you're on and to continue. Or if you're ready and you wish to move to stage 4, this is a good time for that. Eyes are still on the road and hands still on the wheel. You're still noticing distraction and coming back. Foot still on the gas. We've been adding more energy at each stage. So at stage 2, we begin to notice the richness of the experiences of breathing in, breathing out, and in between breaths body. We're still doing that. Stage 3, we added more energy to notice stages along the in-breath, out-breath, and body, beginning, middle, and end. In-breath, beginning, middle, and end of out-breath and body. In stage 4, more energy to attention. And those 7 points become a continuous being with breathing in, all the way from the beginning, continuously and completely through the end of the experience, and then continuously and completely all the way through the experience of breathing out and in between breaths body. We're looking for that perfect amount of energy on the attention, the perfect amount of gas on the gas pedal, so that our attention stays united with the experiences of breathing in, breathing out, and in between breaths body. Once again, we are not watching. It's not like we're out here watching ourselves breathe. Our attention is united in the experience, breathing in completely and continuously, breathing out completely and continuously, and in between breaths body. Sometimes meditators find their mental sharpness dulling. Their mind feels fuzzy or sleepy or tired. If that happens, you just sort of refresh, restart. And to signal a check on that as we practice, you may hear an interruptive sound. If the sound happens and I say brighten, well, if you're able to stay, just continue. And if the sound has helped your attention slip away, then bring your attention back, sort of refresh, brighten, and carry on. Brighten. 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 Eyes still on the road, hands on the wheel. Stage one. Connecting and staying continuously and completely with the objects of breathing in, breathing out, and in between breaths body. Stages 2, 3, and 4. Foot on the gas. Not giving in to the dullness of mind when your mind gets tired, but refreshing and starting over. brighten. Allow the sound of the bell to call your attention back from the space of calm abiding to how you normally hold your awareness. Look around. Trigger the reorienting reflex. You can smile or not. The choice is yours. Once again, the intention of calm abiding is to bring yourself to the experience of present attentive focus so you can judge whether or not you were there. And if you were there, great. And if you weren't there, then we think about how we can get better at achieving that focus of the practice. So with that, I'm going to take the video off of just me, and there's lots of time for question and answers if anybody has anything you'd like to ask. I did see a question from VLN at the very beginning about tomorrow's talk. Tomorrow's talk is at this time. So in Montreal, it would be at 7, or Quebec, it would be at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., 7 a.m. in Florida, 8 a.m. East Coast Atlantic time. And then I'll repeat it again at noon Atlantic, so that would be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. So having answered that one, if anybody else has anything you'd like to talk about the practice that we just did, about the instructions, or anything else, the floor is open. Señor Gutierrez.
Gracias. So I had chance to practice for half a day on Saturday.
Nice.
And it was great. I will share this at some point. But the thing is, I brought some tea, matcha, and I was having a couple sips in between sessions. And Rabbit hates matcha, so it helped me a lot to stay awake. I know in some
Rabbit doesn't
traditions,
like matcha.
no. and it's grass. People think that tastes like grass. You would imagine the opposite. So I know in Zen they do something a little bit like that. I don't know if that's okay or I'm kind of cheating.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, perfect.
I have coffee.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just a couple sips.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. You know, if you had told me that it was single malt Scotch, I might have a question.
I think that would help more with the monkey.
maybe. But actually, you don't need it. You know, you have everything you need, but the matcha is fine. So
okay,
no problema. Right? Anyone else?
I'll just mention that I've noticed your new mug a few sessions ago, and it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And that your noise, which sounded a blend of an elephant and a flush or something, for sure triggered a smile. Thank you.
Okay, that actually was. I'm gonna play it again. I didn't want to play it super long, but that is the elephant. It's breathing, and now it's. I don't know. Since I don't own an elephant, I'm going with that's how an elephant sounds because that's the YouTube elephant sounds for kids. Hey kids. Uh,
I did know, Brian.
yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yes. How are you? I got the deep voice. Yes. I I did notice when we were finished, I kind of sat straight up in my chair and I realized, oh, the last little bit I was kind of I was concentrating on my breathing. Well, not well being with the breathing
Hmm.
and the body so much that I guess I relaxed into the back of the chair a bit more, so I wasn't checking my posture. So I
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
noticed that. Thanks.
That's a good point. And and it's good that you're relaxed. Like that's a nice sign that something's happening. But when I sit, I have this lovely chair that I'm in, and I have a little support cushion under me that lifts it up so I'm in a better posture. And then, I don't lean back. Um, so there's no posture police. The idea of the posture is that it makes it easier to stay and it aligns the internal energy systems, and we can go on and on for hours and hours about posture, but if you take this upright awake posture, your mind wants to stay focused, and then when you do sort of slip into something else, pretty much for me, so I leave it up to you to see if this is true for you, but when my posture slips, my attention has also slipped. It's like I'm not at that perfect gas pedal continuously and completely. There's something a little bit fuzzy or dreamy. And so I retake the posture. And then when you do this for a while, and I'll try not to talk forever about posture here, but our furniture, so this is one of my favorite rants. I'm going to try and keep it short. Our furniture is like a conspiracy of bad posture. It actually reinforces weaker muscles in the back, and we sit, and then the muscles at the base of the spine aren't exercised, and then the chair is supporting us, and we lose our core strength, and all of that stuff happens. If you practice sitting up for 20 minutes at a time, you are step by step strengthening those muscles at the base of the spine. They're called the erector spinae, right? And the core muscles that hold your trunk up and tight just at the right spot. And you actually get stronger over time. And then this feels very natural to sit in. So before we had all of this furniture that sort of put us into sort of over relaxed, there was this. This is how human beings sat. And so what we're really trying to do is take a good human upright awake posture, which is like why I like to describe it that way rather than over and over again go through the 7 points of, it's called the 7 points of Varochana, with the legs and the back and the arms and it's like upright and awake. And most of us find our way to this ready posture. So I think it's fine what you described, and please accept this as an encouragement that your posture is like a thermometer showing you, are you at just the right temperature, which is that ready posture, or is it too cold, which might be the sort of, for me, leaning back, that would be too cold. So you have to decide for you, or too tight, sort of, that's too hot. So there's like a just right spot in the middle.
I think,
Back to you, Gary. What do you think?
yeah, I think, what resonated with me when I heard alignment, it was
Mhm.
alignment. And
Yeah.
I, I realized when I did move forward a little bit away from the back of the chair, it was more of a regal kind of a feeling like, oh, yes, that's the sweet spot.
Yes. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
So that's really good. That's good that you got that. You know, a lot of meditation teachings would say, sit like you are the Buddha in your own life, as if you're the Buddha.
Yes.
Buddha
Well,
is not gendered, so whatever, however your Buddha self-identifies.
we are we are all little Buddhas practicing.
Right. And then in the Shambhala teachings, they would say, sit like you are, and then, you know, the queen, the king, the prince, the princess, whatever royal personage you are, sit as if you are the royalty in your own life.
That's cool because
Yeah.
the word that came to me was regal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, in another set of advanced instructions, which I hope you all get to, if you haven't already, I call it Awakening the Sky Within. One of the instruction is sit like you're a lion.
Oh yes.
Lions are not self-conscious or casual. They're somewhere in between. They're at that lion posture.
Mm.
Mm,
I thought regal
yeah.
without not to chop their head off with their heads regal, but more the
No.
compassionate regal.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
the ego regal, but the compassionate regal.
Right.
Thank you,
You're,
Brian.
you're welcome. Friends, that's good so far. Anybody else have anything before we approach a close for the day? Sarah?
I just wanted to say that one thing you said towards the end really helped me anyways, because I have a lot on my plate today and I was sort of periodically losing focus. You said, well, just look at it and say, okay, what can I do to come back? You know, what can I do to, so in other words, just, okay, start over, you know.
Just start over. Yeah.
That's
Constantly
right.
starting fresh.
Yeah, it's not like a case of, oh, I blew this session, you know, and it's just
No.
like, okay, I've got 5 minutes more, start now, you know. And
That's what I love about stage one. It's the real wisdom in stage one that every time you notice and come back, that's good. It sounded like you had more, Sarah. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
no, not at all. That was the complete thought.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You answered the entire thing.
Okay.
Great.
Well, friends, I think that's probably enough for today, unless somebody has something catching fire. So again, we will be, you know, getting together tomorrow morning. The purpose of tomorrow morning's get together is to sort of have like a final session. We will not, let me just be definite, we will not be meditating, but I will be asking you to think about what has happened and changed, or nothing, maybe nothing, over the course of these 4 weeks. So we've been practicing together for 4 weeks. So allow yourselves to think about that. And I will be sending out this video. The intention in between, so tomorrow will be the end of Meditation is Freedom, this course or this segment. And then we have about a month before we start the next stage. So I'll send out information about that. It's the same format that we did this, except there's one more talk. So there are 6 talks in 4 weeks instead of 5. Because there's 5 stages instead of the 4 we just did. So there's a talk for each stage and a closing talk. And we practice together just like we've done here. Between now and when that program's called Entering the Stream, between now and entering the stream, we practice together twice a week. So on Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m., so at this time, and on Wednesday mornings, for those of us on the East Coast, at noon Atlantic or 11 a.m. Eastern. So there are 2 opportunities a week to just stay connected to each other. But the intention in between is that you practice as much as you can. So it would be good to practice at least 5 times a week to really integrate stage 4. And that gives us a solid ground to step into stage 5. There's a leap, a big change and addition and change in direction between 4 and 5. So it's good to have gotten a lot of practice at 4 before moving to 5. That's why there's a month in between. No one's taking attendance. You are your own coach on some level. No one's taking attendance. There's nothing to click off. You know, I did it this way. So there we go. I'm going to pause to see if anybody has anything to ask or say.
Wait, Brian, it's Gary. You might have answered this. I don't know. I was wondering this next part, like stage 5 to 6, 7. When does that start?
I'd have to look it up. Approximately a month from tomorrow, so I'd have to look up the exact dates, but let's just say approximately April 24th.
And does this correspond with this one, or we just keep going with the other one?
I don't understand the question.
Do you simultaneously do 1 to 4 with another group, or do we?
No, what I'll do is on for people who have not, so it gets a little bit complicated. For people who are not doing stages 5 through 9, every week we have one practice for them. So it'll become clear as we go along. And I just fold them in, like if people aren't part of entering the stream and they show up on Tuesday morning, then they hear the instruction, but they haven't gotten the full. We just keep going.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, thank you then.
Right.
If you have an option then.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Or I have an option. Thank you.
You have an option.
Thank you. I like options.
All right, friends, this has been wonderful. I really am so happy to wake up today and get the chance to practice with you. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our final session and summary of what we've done in Meditation is Freedom. So until then.
Thanks for your careful and patient instruction.
You're welcome.
Yes, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.